Welcome back to Parsnips and Parsimony. I wish I could offer you guys a really professional video here on how to make your own seed starter mix, but the truth is I've never done it before. So it's going to be more of a vlog style. Come along with me and learn with me. This might not work, or it might work. So from what I understand and what my friends have told me, there's two different sides of the compost. Well, maybe I should back up here. I've been doing my own compost for several years. It works really, really well in the garden. So I want to try making my own seed starting mix. Some of my friends say that you should sterilize your compost before you start making seed starting mix because it'll bring in the bugs and then you have dampening off and things like that. Other people say you shouldn't. I don't have a clue which way I should go. So I think I am going to attempt to microwave it. I think. Lydia, you ready for this? We're gonna microwave 8 cups of it. And hopefully it won't ruin my microwave. That's all I can say. So I did bring in a bucket of compost. It is winter time here. In fact, we're supposed to get another big snowstorm tomorrow, close to a foot of snow for us. So while the weather was warm, I went to my compost pile and sifted, not with a super fine sift, but a medium, and we sifted the compost. It has sat for about 2 weeks in the greenhouse so it could just dry out a little bit, and I filled this bucket here and we're gonna give it a try. I mean, it looks beautiful. Now I originally was going to just use compost to start, but as I did some more research and digging, I found out that compost generally is too heavy and it'll kill the seedlings. It'll compact too much. And so you need to add some things, pretty much cook, make your own recipe. Oh yeah, look at that. There is a bug in there. Well, we'll toss him back in the pot. Woohoo! That was a, I don't know, centipede, millipede, something like that. I mean, I did just take this out of the ground. Okay, so there's my 8 cups. I'm gonna toss it in the microwave. Are you guys ready for this? Are you ready, Lydia? It might explode. Boom. Yes, exactly. Here we go. I am scared. I am really, really scared. Okay, here it is. 90 seconds. Gonna give it a stir. Can you believe we just did that, Lydia?
Nope.
It's hot. It's definitely hot.
That makes an awful sound.
So what?
That makes an awful sound.
Yeah. Okay, so there it is. I'm gonna let that cool. Next thing I'm going to do is, this is not microwaved compost. I'm gonna test the pH. When I've done the pH before, it's usually like a 6.5, 7. That was my batch last year. I'm not sure how this year it turned out. So I have a reusable pH tester. I think I'm doing this right. I've used it for a couple of years. Always seems to work. I cleaned off the sensor, and then I have some homemade, I guess you'd call it distilled water. It came out of the dehumidifier, and so I'm just gonna add that to this to get it nice and wet. And then we'll give that a, I wonder if I need to stir that. I don't know what I'm doing. This is like chemistry. Okay. Give this a... Now I look like I'm making mud pie.
Oh boy, yum.
Are you hungry, Peter?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's what it looks like. I don't know if that's too wet or not, but it's not like drippy wet, but it's pretty wet in there.
It also kind of looks like you mashed up some Oreos and added water.
Okay, so are we ready?
It actually does.
Yeah.
Trust me, I don't think you want to eat this. This does not taste like Oreo cookies.
It just smells like dirt. It tastes like dirt.
I'm gonna add, you guys can see the pH tester there.
What is that?
I'm gonna put that in there. And
does it move?
Yeah, it'll bounce around. What's this sitting at? See it moving?
Not really.
It is. So it's almost, not quite, but almost 6.5, which is what I found out it was last time.
Is that good?
It's borderline. Yeah, we probably want it a little bit on the sweeter side,
Oh,
but
which
6.5
is lower or
is closer to 7. So you see the different. Alkaline is the green.
Oopsie.
Acidic, it's okay. Acidic is in the red section, and blueberries, azaleas, those type of plants like the red, but vegetables like more in the green.
Right.
Okay, so I'm gonna just
Are you mixing it?
leave that there. I don't.
Delicious.
Yeah, delicious. Okay. Now there's a lot of different recipes out there. I'm not sure what I'm actually gonna do, but they said it doesn't matter cup wise, you just are going to use parts of it. So I have this bucket for my parts. I'm gonna start with 1 part of my cooked compost, and then I have peat moss here. You don't have to use peat moss. There's coconut husks that you can use in alternative to this. This is what I could get my hands on, so I'm going to do 1 part peat moss. And then I also have vermiculite and, whoa, thank you, Lydia, perlite. And we're going to add those.
That's really
From what I understand, the vermiculite, let's see, this one holds the moisture. I think I have this straight. And the perlite keeps it light and fluffy so it doesn't compact, because when seeds first start to sprout and the roots come out, they need oxygen and they need to be able to move through the soil. And if it's compact and firm, the seeds will just die. They won't sprout and all that. So you need to keep it really lightweight. I'm also going to add some bone meal for added nutrients. And then because I'm using the peat moss, they say you need to add a little bit of lime to help sweeten it up, because the peat moss is more on the acidic side. Okay, so normally what I use for my seed starting mix is just Miracle Grow. This is my favorite, but when I looked at the back of this, the main ingredient was, where is it? Ingredients, ready for this? It's peat moss, perlite, fertilizer, and a wetting agent. That's it. So I'm doing the same thing, except I'm adding my own compost because I know what's in it. It has everything that my plants love in my garden. So I really want to try starting my own, and we'll see if this works or not. I have my giant mixing bucket here. Okay, Lydia, do you want to come on this side?
Sure, I'll help you.
And from what I've read, you want to do 1 part compost, 1 part vermiculite, 1 part perlite, and 1 part peat moss. So we'll start with this.
Like our hands messy.
Well, maybe this, wow, I'm making a mess.
Yeah.
This is like cooking, kiddo.
Yeah. And we're even using
Okay,
a
you know
spatula.
what? I think we're gonna just use the glass measuring cup, because 8 cups in here was about this full. So go ahead and dump that in. And then
Warm.
it's nice and warm. Okay. And vermiculite looks like that.
How much are we gonna need?
I feel like 8 cups is too much. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's just like this really fine stone. Maybe I'm gonna start with 4 cups. And then we can always, I know they said 1 part each, but my compost is already pretty light. So,
Is that 4 cups?
yep, that's 4 cups. So
Can we
add
add
that.
4 in?
Yep.
That's fun. What are those?
Perlite.
Oh,
This is
it
the,
looks like
yeah, this keeps the soil from compacting. So, and that looks like,
Are those the bullies?
no, I think the bollies, the ones you really like, are those are actually some type of fertilizer.
Oh yeah, I think, yeah, that's what
Uh-oh, uh-oh. Making a mess here.
we're making a mess.
Did it smell? Oh, no, it's okay. I think we'll just leave it.
We're gardeners.
That's right. I'm cooking in the kitchen. We're used to messes.
There we go. Not that much, just on the shovel.
Okay.
That shovel
Okay.
really counts.
Go ahead, kiddo. Add that in.
Wow, that's light stuff. I was about to sneeze.
Maybe we need to put a disclaimer here that you might sneeze.
That's funny.
So this is what we have currently. Got the compost at the bottom, vermiculite, and the perlite, and it looks like this. I'm going to add the peat moss to it. So look at this. Doesn't that look like it already has the perlite already mixed into that?
No, that's not the one.
I don't know. Lydia's gonna look it up for me. It's a general purpose growing medium that is great for a wide variety of plants as well as for transplanting application. It provides the protection of a high quality fungicide while offering the growth enhancements. Peat-based growing medium with perlite and vermiculite. We didn't need this. And it's already pH adjusted, which means I don't need the lime either. Well, looky there. I didn't know that. So here's the story of how I got this peat moss. Is our hardware store didn't have it. And so we went to our greenhouse and I sent Art in and I said, can you just get a bale of peat moss? He comes out with this. But this isn't just peat moss. It's got everything else I need in it.
Just like this.
So what I could do is skip the perlite, skip the vermiculite, add this with a compost. That's all I need.
What about this?
Well, I'll add the peat moss to it and we'll add more compost, and because this is gonna look really white now. Okay, well, I told you, I'm a trainee. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm having fun doing it. Okay, let's add this in and stir it up.
Oh, black.
Okay, and I think we're gonna cook some more compost and add that in there too.
That just sounds wrong.
I know.
How much do we need?
Fill it right up and then I'll microwave it.
Alrighty.
Okay, now let's microwave it. Alright, so while that was cooking, I was just doing some reading up on this product that we ended up getting, and apparently you could use that alone as a stand-in seed starting mix. This company does have a high quality seed starting mix. They have organic variety. This is not organic, so I'm learning as I go along. Not the end of the world. I'm not gonna keel over and die. Might make some different choices later on, but what's done is done. I'm gonna use it. We're gonna try it out, and you can learn from my mistakes.
What is that? Carrot?
Bottle top?
Yeah.
Here, put it in here. Just a bottle top. Yep. All it is.
Here we go.
Let's see how this feels. It's really nice airy mixture.
It compacts a little too.
Yeah, no, I think that'll be, so that would be the equivalent of 16 cups of compost, 8 cups of the peat moss mix, and then I did 4 cups of vermiculite and 4 cups of the perlite. And I'm gonna show you what this looks like. This is, see if I can not make a mess here. This is what I usually use, but what I don't like is it doesn't absorb the water very well. And I mean, it works, don't get me wrong. I've had great success with it. But then this one here.
That looks pretty good.
This one actually looks really nice.
It's a little light.
I don't know if you guys can see that. Really nice. So.
Looks like it'd be a type of ice cream.
I did not bring any plants in or seed containers. So I guess we're gonna end for tonight here. And stay tuned. You're gonna see probably more videos about my results with this to see if this was a good idea or if it was a bad idea. I am not putting all of my, as the expression goes, eggs in one basket. I'm going to try a few plants and see what happens with it. And in the next, 2 weeks or so, if they're doing really well, I will probably transplant the rest of my plants into this. I do want to show you guys one more thing though. If you watched one of my vlogs from a couple weeks ago, you saw that I was doing a germination test on my lettuce. This is the seed starting mix that I use from Miracle Grow. And one thing I've noticed is, you see how pale these are? They're very, very pale compared to other years. Yeah. And there's only one thing I contribute that to, is these little seedlings I have been just using water with. And other years, I usually water, every time I water, I use this earth juice. Not sponsored. One of you guys sent this to me years ago. I love it, and I feel like it has made such an improvement to my garden. And as you can see, these are really pale. They are suffering, and I would say it's probably lack of nutrients. So when I'm using the seed starting mix and I'm doing my much larger planting, I use this to water that every time. And I've noticed it makes a huge difference. So getting some just generally balanced liquid fertilizer, not strong, but some that you can water every time. When I started doing that, thanks to you guys teaching me that, it has made a huge difference. So if you take anything away from this, whether you're making your own seed starting mix or not, I would definitely get some type of liquid fertilizer and fertilize every time you water your seedlings, because I think that makes the best and the strongest seedlings. All right, thanks so much for watching. Let me know what I did wrong, what you would do, what I did right, and subscribe if you haven't, and follow my journey as this continues on for the next couple weeks. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Good night.
After I finished the video, I went ahead and tried my pH meter because I just wanted to make sure it was working, and I had watched some YouTube videos on how to test it. So I added lime because I really wanted to see if I could sweeten it up, and how that peat moss was settling, because it said it was already adjusted to the proper pH. So I wanted to just see what that was. And when I put it in the soil, nothing happened. So then I started adding some of the lime that I had and tested that. Nothing was happening. So I went to YouTube and they said try testing it in vinegar. Vinegar should be, I guess, around 4% acidity. Nothing. So that's all to say, my pH tester is broken. So everything that you saw earlier, well, take that with a grain of salt, because my pH tester is broken. So I'm gonna order another one and get that here and work on testing the soil to make sure that it's good. But I wanted to add that little bit of an addendum. If you do have a pH tester, maybe you should test it before you do anything, because like mine, it might be broken and then you won't get an accurate reading. Lesson learned.